This is the L2C Media Network, and this is Sports Final with Steve the Baxman Baxley, brought to you as always by William Hill Sportsbook. Let's make it interesting, but do so responsibly. WLNS Channel 6 for 71 years, always here for you, and the L2C Media Network. I'm Harry von Stuttgart, and after tonight, I'm on vacation. Well, here's a man that doesn't know the meaning of the word vacation. Actually, doesn't know the meaning of other words like oi. Steve the Baxman Baxley. Good evening, and Harry, we'll see you in 2 weeks. Taking over for him for that amount of time will be, of course, our senior announcer here at the L2C Media Network. That is, of course, Franklin Pangborn, who does our podcast shows. Or our podcast show, actually. So, welcome him with open flippers. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to, as we would affectionately like to call our show on Friday nights, since our good friends over at TV6 have the fifth quarter, we like to affectionately call this the sixth quarter because, well, we're on for possibly 40, 45 minutes, and we bring you sports and we bring you everything else. What the monologue is tonight. We haven't had a good monologue this week. We haven't had a monologue this week. Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are getting a divorce. Joint custody reports are from TMZ that Kim wants joint custody of the kids. South, Chicago. I know they got 4 kids, plus, of course, their momager, Chris. Anyway, I don't know. They're going to be out of work anyway since he has canceled their show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Anyway, maybe next one they'll do is Keeping Up with the Kardashian Lawyer. I don't know. I do know this. Let's get you some sports, shall we? We shall. Ooh, almost blew it. Now remember, open a new window. There we go. We're ready for you with sports and sports and sports. Yes, friends. It's time for a little Sporticus in broadcasting. Yes, we will give you an update on Mandy Summers' sequel to Wart the Wizard called Wart the Wizard Portal of Echoes. And with that said, ladies and gents, let's get you some headlines. And we got a couple of stories from the National Football League. We're going to get you those stories pronto. Tanto? Yes, indeed. Let's get to it. Let's see. Yep. Once again, the off-season melee has continued. If you're a National Football League person, I mean, Major League Baseball has their hot stove league. The NFL has, well, the melee. The Detroit Lions are entering a rebuild in 2021, and it's not exactly the time when you want your top 2 receivers hitting the open market. But both Marvin Jones and Kenny Golladay are free agents this offseason. The Lions, having already traded away quarterback Matthew Stafford, makes it seem even more unlikely one or both wideouts will be back next season. They would probably want to join a contender to chase a ring or get paid. Jones actually said recently that he wants to do both. On Thursday, Jones spoke with SiriusXM NFL Radio about his upcoming free agency, and he said that chasing the Super Bowl is definitely an important goal of his 2021, but he also wants to get paid. Jones said via the Detroit Free Press, quote, "At this point in my career, that's what I want. That is what I want. But at the same time, it's not going to be I'm not going to just straight sacrifice and not get what I'm worth just because I've put in my work to get where I'm at. And it happened the first time, and I did it. And I think I outplayed it the second time, end quote. The 31-year-old Jones caught 26 passes for 978 yards and 9 touchdowns last year. His time with the Lions has been impressive as he has recorded 9 receiving touchdowns in 3 out of 5 seasons in Detroit. Jones played in all 16 games for the first time in 3 years last season and showed no signs of slowing down. Quote, I think there's variables there, obviously. I know if there's certain teams that come knocking at my door, we'll get something to work for both sides. But at the same time, I am 31. I'm going on my 10th season, but I'm still running past people and I'm doing the things that I've always done. So I have no signs of slowing down at all, and I think what I get will reflect that. Now, one prospective landing spot for Jones could be a reunion with Stafford in Los Angeles with the Rams. Sean McVay would probably love to keep threat to his arsenal, but the Rams currently have the 3rd worst cap situation in the league, according to Over the Cap. Now, if we are looking at teams with plenty of cap space who also have title hopes, maybe we should keep an eye on a possible marriage between Jones and the Indianapolis Colts. T.Y. Hilton is a free agent, and the Colts could be in the market for a new number 1 wideout. There are obviously some questions about Carson Wentz's talent, but Indy has a great roster that's ready to compete now. Another team interested in Jones could be the Baltimore Ravens, who had a wide receiving core that struggled with drops in 2020. Jones would help Lamar Jackson and his passing attack improve immediately, which could help them take another step forward in the pursuit of a Super Bowl. So, as they say, stay tuned for that little bit of news breaker. Okay, let's keep on rolling and keep on going. Another NFL story, and this one's pretty much a foregone conclusion as the Panthers continue to also be in a bit of a rebuild, not as serious as Detroit. But the Carolina Panthers have informed veteran free safety Trey Boston of his release, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. Boston had 2 years had 2 years remaining on a 3-year, $18 million deal he signed in March of 2020. Boston received more than half of that contract, as about $9.5 million was paid out during the first year of the deal. Boston has played 7 NFLs, including the first 3, which was 2014, 2016, with the Panthers. The 3-year deal came after he had returned to the Panthers before the start of the 2019 season, following 2 seasons away with the Chargers and Cardinals. Boston started in all 16 games in 2019, recording 3 interceptions and 11 pass breakups. Last season, Boston again started in all 16 games while setting a career high with 95 tackles. He also recovered 2 fumbles while recording 1 interception with 4 pass breakups. Now, Panthers' 4th-round pick in the 2014 draft, Boston made 5 starts as a rookie before helping Carolina capture the NFC title in a backup role in 2015. He became a full-time starter in 2016, recording 2 interceptions and 7 pass breakups that season. Boston then spent 1 season with the Chargers, where he recorded a career-high 5 interceptions, spent an additional year with the Cardinals before re-signing with Carolina just before the start of the 2019 season. The 29-year-old Boston has made 76 starts in 104 regular season games. He has 15 career interceptions, 42 pass breakups, 2 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries, 429 tackles, and 15 tackles for loss. He's also recorded 2 interceptions in 5 career playoff games. Boston has proven to be incredibly durable. He played in 98% of the Panthers' defensive snaps in 2020. He also played in each of Carolina's defensive snaps in 2019. Panthers likely deemed Boston expendable with the emergence of 2020 second-round pick Jeremy Chinn. In 15 games last season, Chinn tallied 117 tackles while returning both of his fumble recoveries for touchdowns. Chinn was part of an all-defensive Panthers draft that also included defensive tackle Derek Brown, defensive end Yetur Gross-Matos, and defensive back Troy Pride Jr. Carolina is expecting a first-round pick in the 2021 draft on a quarterback. Ryan Wilson and Chris Trapazzo of the fun-loving CBS Sports Draft analyst have the Panthers selecting former Ohio State quarterback Justin Fields with the 8th overall pick. Fellow analyst Josh Edwards has Panthers selecting former North Dakota State quarterback Trey Lance. This is going to be fun. Mm-hmm. Cheers. Need another drink before we get back with more headlines. All right. Lemonade. All right, more problems for Tennessee. That's right. One of the stars of Tennessee's 2021. Hi there. Can we go back? No, can we go forward? Thank you. One of the stars of Tennessee's 2021 recruiting class has officially parted ways with the troubled Vols. Four-star defensive end and linebacker Dylan Brooke of Henley High School in Roanoke, Alabama, has received a full release from his national letter of intent with Tennessee after signing with the Vols in December, sources confirmed to Go Vols 24/7 on Friday. The 6'5", 250-pound Brooks has been one of the centerpieces of Tennessee's class since announcing his commitment to the Vols in late April. He chose Tennessee over Auburn, Alabama, and LSU and remained one of the highest-ranked prospects in the Vols class. Brooks quietly signed with Tennessee during the early signing period before announcing on December 31st that he had officially signed. But he requested a release from his national letter of intent less than 3 weeks later, shortly after former Vols coach Jeremy Pruitt's firing on January 18th. An edge rusher who had to play outside linebacker in Tennessee's 3-4 base defense under Pruitt, Brooks is ranked number 76 overall prospect and number 6 weak side defensive end in the 2021 class and number 4 player from the state of Alabama, according to the industry-generated 24/7 Sports Composite. He's a top 24/7 prospect in 24/7 Sports rankings. The Vols also released 4-star running back signee Cody Brown of Parkview High School in Lilburn, Georgia, from his national letter of intent on Tuesday. Even before Brooks officially received his release from Tennessee, Auburn was widely believed to be the most likely destination for him if he ultimately went back on the market. Tigers were the Vols' main competition for him in the months after his commitment to Tennessee last year, and he recently expressed interest in Auburn. Tennessee is left with 19 players in its 2021 signing class. The Vols have also added a pair of scholarship transfers, former Virginia Tech quarterback Hendon Hooker, who enrolled at Tennessee last month, and former USC kicker Chase McGrath, who will count toward the team's 25 signee limit. The Vols' 2021 recruiting class still ranked number 17 nationally and number 6 in the SEC, according to the 24/7 Sports Composite team rankings following Brooks' release. Brooks started Tennessee's nearly month-long hot streak in recruiting last year when he announced his commitment to the Vols on April 26. He was one of their top targets for months and made several unofficial visits to Knoxville before the ongoing dead period for recruiting started in mid-March because of the COVID-19 pandemic. According to 24/7 Sports, official evaluation of him, written by Charles Power, Brooks is, quote, tall with a big frame and long arms, among other things. And, wow. not a bad guy, but I have a feeling he may be Alabama bound. I don't mean with Auburn. In Major League Baseball news, as spring training closes in, this report is, not very good, but we report it anyway. Former big league outfielder Johnny Damon was arrested in Windermere, Florida around 8 a.m. Friday morning on various charges, including driving under the influence and resisting an arrest without violence, per the Associated Press and CBS Local. The 47-year-old Damon had a blood alcohol concentration level of 0.20, according to the police report. The state of Florida prohibits drivers from having a BAC above 0.08. Suggesting Damon's BAC was well above the legal limits. Damon's wife, Michelle Mangan Damon, was also arrested, according to the AP. Though it means little given the seriousness of driving under the influence, Damon played in parts of 18 big league seasons, most recently in 2012. He rose to national prominence as a member of the 2004 Boston Red Sox, thanks in equal parts to the significance of their World Series victory and his shaggy beard. Damon also spent time with the Yankees, Royals, Rays, Athletics, and Tigers, and the Cleveland franchise. He appeared in 2 All-Star games and won a pair of World Series titles, one with the Red Sox, then another with the Yankees. Damon attended Dr. Phillips High School in Orlando, Florida. Windermere is located less than 10 miles from Orlando. See, on this show, you learn a lot. You not only get sports news, but you also get a life lesson. Okay, we got a couple of NBA news for you. First off, let's talk the All-Star voting. That's right. Why voting for the NBA All-Star Game starters was not an easy task in this unprecedented season. Add to this most unusual, Add to this most unusual and unpredictable NBA season another bizarre wrinkle, an NBA All-Star Game. One, the players themselves are not very happy to play. It also feels, in a few cases, particularly tricky to properly assess as we choose those headed to Atlanta. For media members who were offered to vote for the All-Star Game, staffers, 10 names, vote for your All-Star Game starters, 10 names just weren't enough to feel like every worthy player ended on your ballot. The process felt like preview the NBA awards, voting at the end of the season, when the excruciating process of properly separating the stars from all NBA first team to second and third, plus MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, and ROY, or Rookie of the Year, and other awards often feels like a no-win situation. Well, this time around, the All-Star Game ballot, which allowed for 2 backcourt, 3 frontcourt players per conference, looked like this. Eastern Conference: Bradley Beal, Trae Young, Kevin Durant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Joel Embiid. Western Conference: Stephen Curry, Luka Doncic, LeBron James, Nikola Jokic, and Kawhi Leonard. That makes anyone's ballot exactly the same as actual NBA starters, minus 1 player and 1 tiebreaker. And, of course, everybody gets to pull for those who felt Lillard deserved the starting nod over Doncic. And, again, leaving some of these players off these lists feels wrong. There are too many deserving stars in today's NBA to fit on a 1 to 10 ranking system. And I don't blame them one bit. There's also this uncomfortable caveat to voting. You can't and should not bring to bear on MVP voting, but that plays a role in an all-star game, some hybrid of star power and likability, or bits of what you want a star to be thrown in for good measure. A celebration of the game, All-Star Game, is slightly different than a cold-eyed evaluation of a player's individual greatness, MVP, All-Star, NBA team. And here, Kyrie falls a little short. He's been less than a reliable teammate. Sure, he can call NBA media members pawns as much as he wants, but in a close case, not sure that does him favors when some of those members get to vote for the All-Star game. That's sad. Plus, it's the All-Star game, not sometimes a star when I feel like playing game. And while Irving's numbers say otherwise, Young has been the better player. It's not just his numbers. It's the fact that his effort to try and pull the Hawks into the playoffs or its play-in series does not come aided with the help of Kevin Durant and James Harden. Speaking of which, Harden was higher on some people's list of Eastern Conference guards. He'd have gotten the nod ahead of Irving. If there was more space, Zach LaVine got a long look too. All of this leaves us and the players understandable frustration with the game itself notwithstanding, with exactly what the All-Star game is about, a fine-dine focus, sights and all, on hoops, the association and a crop of players worthy of celebration and debate. The All-Star game will be on, I do believe, TNT this year. We'll have to find out who does it this year. Whew. Okay. Okay, those are your stinking little headlines for now. We'll get back to those in a bit. Excuse me for a moment. Okay, we'll get you some scores in a bit, but right now we got our tradition to do, which is, of course, give you a couple of plugs. And then we got our scoreboards. Right now, school. All right, let's talk about what's coming up tonight on Lost Blaming the Interwebs with Nick Rekieta, the humble Minnesota attorney. And if it's Friday, it's a wrap up on everything and law-wise and anything otherwise. Legal and other happenings with Uncivil Law. That's right, he's back. And they'll be coming up in about a few seconds right now on the Rekieta Law channel. So prepare. As they say in the biz, prepare for a lot of fun and excitement. Now then, and don't forget, there's a lot of sports books and a lot of casinos now opening up, and sports books opening up here in Michigan, but none better than William Hill Sportsbook. William Hill has been doing this for a long time. Just recently decided, hey, we're the first to go interactive. Let's do it with style. And they got a little special too, and that is you get $2,021 to do some betting and a little gambling as well. William Hill Sportsbook. Let's make it interesting. And of course, remember, make it interesting responsibly. And if you do have a little gambling problem, please call 1-800-270-7177. 1-800-270-7177. And sports fans, if you are into high school sports, we got a show for you. During football and basketball season, count on the 6 Sports team to bring you Friday night lights, Friday night highlights, and everything else. That's right. If it's high school, you'll see it on 6 on the 5th quarter. The longest running Friday high school sports broadcast on Lansing and Jackson markets. Hosted by Audrey Dahlgren, Nick Mantis, and Ian Kress. Watch for it Friday nights at 11:15 right after 6 News for the latest in high school sports action. It's the Dean Trailways 5th quarter. And of course, after that comes the not Dean Trailways 6th quarter. That'll be us. So there you go, kids. And by the way, the tagline remains as true today as it was 71 years ago. For sports fans, there's only one sports team that will always be here for you, and that's WLNS TV, Channel 6, Lansing and Jackson. All right, we have done the impossible. Now, let's really do the impossible. Time to get you soccered up. That's right. Got some, there we go. That's right, we got some soccer coverage for you, especially scores. And let's give you all the action of what happened today in and around football. That's with the round ball. In the Premier League, it was Wolverhampton Wanderers over Leeds United 1-0 in the Women's Euro Championship qualifying Group E. This was a no-brainer, but this was a real belly laugher. Scotland beat Cyprus women 10-0. Finland women over Portugal 1-0. In the championships, Watford over Derby County 2-1. In the women's international friendlies, Sweden outdid Austria 6-1. The She Believes Cup, USA over Canada 1-0. Spanish La Liga gave us Real Betis over Getafe 1-0. German Bundesliga, Wolfsburg over Arminia Bielefeld 3-0. Italy Series A, Fiorentina over Spezia 3-0. Torino over Cagliari 1-0. In the Ligue de France, in Lyon over Brest 3-2. In Australian A-League action, it was Adelaide United 3-2 winner over Central Coast Mariners. Belgian First Division, Mechelen over Ghent, or actually tied with Ghent, 1-up. In Danish Superliga action, it was FC Midtjylland 2, Atborg BK 0. In Dutch Eredivisie, it was Utrecht 6, Willem nada. Portugal in their Premier League action, it was Boavista 1, Moreirense 0. Turkish Super League was Trabzonspor 1, Istanbul, not Constantinople, over Başakşehir 0. And that is your glorious football reportage. Yes. Yeah, another moment. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm. That's good. Let's get you over to some of the little-known hockey leagues before we get you the scores from the pros and the college. And yes, friends, wow. We got some games for you for today. Let's hope. Scusa. All right, let's get you the AHL games, if any were reported. I think we only had about one. Well, yeah, it was not exactly a full slate, but let's try to give you as much as we can. San Jose Barracuda and Tucson Roadrunners were postponed due to COVID. From Webster Bank Arena in Bridgeport, Connecticut, it was the Providence Bruins over the Bridgeport Sound Tigers, 1-0. From Bell MTS Place in Winnipeg, it was the Manitoba Moose over the Toronto Marlies, 2-1. Bell Center in Montreal, the Laval Rocket over the Belleville Senators, 5-2. In Bakersfield, California, it was Bakersfield Condors over the San Diego Gulls, 5-1. Toyota Performance Center in El Segundo, California, the Colorado Eagles defeated the Ontario Reign 4-2, and that was your AHL scoreboard. Yes, a pretty decent bunch of games. Now, let's go from here to some good old college basketball, and then we'll hit the pros. I know what I'm doing. Wish I didn't, but I do. All right, let's get this into the cha-cha dance and get you some of the action and excitement of first. Let's go with the NBA, then we'll go with college basketball for both men and the women. So here we go, face to face, a couple of unique silver spoons. Yes, hello. Okay, come on. There we go. Okay, let's scoreboard up, boys. Thank you. One day, as soon as I get my laptop all cleaned, I'll put in one of the streaming things, and we'll have some graphics up. Because right now we're doing this butt naked, and I know it'd be wrong to do it like that. Of course, once again, we must remind you that our scoreboard, as always, is sponsored by William Hill Sportsbook. They're now in Michigan, as is everybody else, but hey, William Hill, when it comes to sports books, they are the king. Okay, let's get you updated on some of the action taking place tonight. 5:20 left to play in the final quarter, and the LA Clippers lead the Utah Jazz 94-90. Final scores, the Orlando Magic beat up on the Golden State Warriors 124-120. Denver Nuggets 120-103 victory over the Cavaliers. Philadelphia 76ers over Chicago Bulls 112-105. Boston Celtics over the Atlanta Hawks 121-109. Grizzlies and the very hapless Detroit Pistons 109-95. Grizzlies take the Pistons to the woodshed and spank their asses. Meanwhile, the Bucks outdid the Thunder and outdueled them 98-85. Phoenix Suns over to the New Orleans Pelicans 132-114. Toronto Raptors over the Minnesota Timberwolves 86-81. Mavericks and Rockets, the only one that was postponed tonight. Strange, but true. Time now for some college basketball. Let's start over on the men's side, the men's dais. And we'll do that in just a little moment. Pause again. By the way, don't forget, folks, March Madness begins with Selection Sunday in 22 days. Let's get you to some scoreboard. And we have one final just in. Boise State over Utah State, 81-77. Meanwhile, early in the second half, it's UC Santa Barbara 49, CSU Bakersfield 30. Final scores: Davidson over Southern Virginia 101-51, Canisius over Fairfield 80-69. Bing that bell. All right, UMBC over Vermont 66-55. IUPUI over Youngstown State 72-70. South Alabama 65-63 winner over Appalachian State. Longwood over Charleston, South Carolina 64-58 winner. Detroit Mercy gave no mercy to Robert Morris 85-74. Georgia State over Troy 80-66. Campbell over Hampton, 73-68. Oakland over Milwaukee, 85-81. Northern Kentucky, an 81-75 winner over Wright State. Akron, an 88-79 winner over Ball State. Hawaii, 75-74 win over K-Sun. Dayton over St. Louis, 76-53. Southern Miss over FIU, 85-72. Winthrop over High Point, 71-63. Iona over Mammoth, 91-86. Long Beach State over Cal Poly, 64-60. Purdue Fort Wayne, a 75-68 winner over Cleveland State. Stetson really does fit. Jacksonville, not a bad game, more or less. Stetson fit in a victory, 91-75. So there you go. All right. Let's keep going. Stetson over Jacksonville, 91-75. UAB over Old Dominion, 76-69. Omaha over North Dakota, 72-62. St. Peter's, a 59-54 winner over Marist. UC Riverside's 81-71. What in the heck is it? Okay, where did I read all that? Okay. Omaha over North Dakota, 72-62. St. Peter's over Marist, 58-54. UC Riverside, one more time. Anyway, UC Riverside over UC San Diego, 81-75. UIC over Green Day, 61-50. South Dakota and North Dakota, 68-67. And the new page has me done. Anyway, let's keep going. I think we did most of these on the day. Yeah, there was a lot of postponed games as well. And wow. All right, we are done with the men. Let's get with the ladies. Yes. Yes, it is time now for the it's time for the men. See what's up in college basketball action. Oh, buddy. All right, let's detail it. Nice and easy, boys. Okay, we're going to take a little swig here. All right, the NCAA announced it will allow limited fan attendance at the Division I men's basketball tournaments, which is hunky-dory, in my opinion. The NC2A will allow limited number of fans at the 2021 Division I men's basketball championship, including all rounds in the Final Four. The decision to allow a 25% capacity with physical distancing was made in conjunction with state and local health officials' duties and the COVID-19 pandemic. The NCAA previously announced it will stage the entire 2021 men's basketball team in Indiana with the score. Anyway, there we go. Oh boy. Anyway, got a lot to digest here and not much time to do it in. So, let's get to the main reason we are here. That is to check on the update on Wart the Wizard, Book 2. That's right. It's time to check out how the campaign is going for the sequel to Wart the Wizard. Wart the Wizard, the Portal of Echoes. And they have given her $4,210. Congratulations. Let's hear it, fans. There we go. She's about, I'm going to sort of guesstimate here, 13,300 from reaching that peak and letting us share with the ride. Okay, boys. Time to get hopping. All right. And I do believe, have we done the, we have not. Okay, let's do it now. Okay, let's get you the NBA scores. We've done the college. Now let's get you to some professional. Oh, I think we already did the professional stuff. Yeah, we did. Okay. Okay, that was fun. That was a quick bull market. Anyway, bold market indeed. Okay. Where do we go from here? Oh, the NHL, of course. Ligue Nationale Hockey. And here we go. Let's go for a spin. Okay, one game remains, still playable. 2:21 left to play in regulation time. Winnipeg Jets over the Vancouver Canucks, 1-0. And the Red Wings, well, can't help but wonder. Red Wings down by the Panthers, 7-2. Barkov for Florida, 1 goal, 2 assists. Yandel for Florida, 3 assists. And Hornqvist of Florida, or Raccoon, I think it is, yeah. Okay, there we go. Barkov for Florida, 1 goal, 2 assists. Yandel for Florida, 3 assists. And Hornqvist with 2 goals. Meanwhile, Carolina Hurricane just laid waste to win the Steel Chicago Blackhawks. Got no Anyway, there we go. Sorry again. Panthers beat the Red Wings 7-2. Carolina beat the Chicago Blackhawks 5-3. And that was also a clean sweep in the 3 stars. Needham Ritter, 2 goals, 1 assist. Nick Haas, Carolina, 1 pair and let's see. Nita Ritter, Nexas for Carolina, 1 goal, and Slavin for 1 goal, 1 assist. Edmonton Oilers defeated the Calgary Flames 2-1. British for Calgary, 23 saves. Larson for Edmonton, no report. And Anderson for Calgary, 1 goal. There you go. And yes, friends, there will be 2 outdoor games this season. Bruins, Flyers, Avalanche, and the Golden Knights will take part. In January, the NHL officially announced a new event for the upcoming 2021 season, the NHL Outdoors at Lake Tahoe. The announcement comes after previous reports about the outdoor game surface. The event will take place along the south shore of Lake Tahoe on the border of California and Nevada and will feature 2 regular season games. Now, on Saturday, February 20th, Colorado Avalanche and Vegas Golden Knights will face off, and the Philadelphia Flyers and Boston Bruins will meet on Sunday, February 21st, both games at 3 p.m. Neither contest will have fans. You can catch the game on NBC and, of course, through Canada on I do believe, Sportsnet. Anyway. Barry Bettman, the NHL commissioner, said about the event, quote, "We are delighted to announce the NHL Outdoors at Lake Tahoe and can't wait to get on the site for what undoubtedly will be 2 thrilling games in a breathtaking setting. Ever since we began staging outdoor games in 2003 and made it a regular feature of our annual schedule in 2008, we have considered myriad non-stadium settings, but they always were rendered impractical because of the sheer volume of demand from our fans to attend. This season, unable to host our usual crowds at such events, we will continue our tradition of taking the game and our players back to their outdoor roots," end quote. Now, the rink will be set up on the lakefront 18th fairway of the golf course at the Edgewood Tahoe Resort, where the American Century Championship is played. All 4 teams taking part in the outdoor series will wear their reverse retro jerseys, which were revealed in November. Now, while the Bruins, Flyers, and Avalanche have played outdoors before, this will be the first outdoor game for the still walking Golden Knights. The NHL's abbreviated 56 game 2021 season will get started on Wednesday. Yay. They've already started. Silly people, silly writers. That's right. Okay, we're at 12:26. Big hello to my friends over on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Minds, Gab, Social, and the Tick of Talk. So there you go. And of course, on YouTube as well. Okay, we got about 4 minutes left on our little triumvirate. That means we would have done an hour show. Yeah. Anyway, let's get you over to the one place where we wrap things up in a nice tiny little bowl. Now, we do have some NASCAR news, but we're going to have to keep that because our time is limited. We'll do that tomorrow because tomorrow there's the Xfinity race, and of course, we'll do the strange doublehead. Right now, let's give you what you can see, and that is the scoreboard of scoreboards. That's right. And we're almost done. Wow. All right. Let's go to the Euro League for basketball. Moscow and Panathinaikos were postponed. Fenerbahce beat Alba Berlin 89-84. Zenit Petersburg beat CZM by a score of 75-76. Lyon Villeurbanne over Bayern 87-79. And Valencia over Real Madrid 89-78. And the one game that is still going on in the NBA, Los Angeles Clippers lead the Utah Jazz 110-104. Meanwhile, a game that is still going on in the NHL, Winnipeg Jets lead the Vancouver Canucks 2-0. In the Czech Republic, Trinek over Pardubice 6-2. Ziln over Kometa Brno Kometa Brno over Ziln 9-3. Mountfield HK over Litvinov 3-2. Karlovy Vary a 4-2 win over Plzeň. Liberec 5-2 winner over Kesk Bujovic. Olomouc 3-0 winner over Sparta Prague. And Vitkovice over Mlada Boleslav 2-1. In Finland, it was Kaupa over Turku 2-0. Tappara over Lukko 3-1. Helsinki over Pelicans 4-0. In overtime, it was Karpat and Ilves 4-3 final score. Basan Sport over Julkrik 4-1. And the assist of all right. And I think we are complete. That's right. We did it. I know we got some further scores, but we are stoked out of time. We got about 5 minutes left, and I don't think we can do the other scores in justice, but we will give you some straight out headline. Let's take you to the truck race. That's about all we can bring you. All right. Xfinity race tomorrow, and on Sunday, that'll be the big one for NASCAR. Ben Rhodes got back-to-back at Daytona to open the 2021 truck season. Here's the results of that big old fun in the Brake Best Select 159 that occurred tonight. You saw it all on Fox. Ben Rhodes got the top spot. Sheldon Creed second. John H. Nemechek third. Todd Gillian fourth. Riley Herbst was fifth. Matt Crafton was sixth. Derek Kraus seventh. Kaz Grala was eighth. Tim Hill ninth. Christian X is 10th. All right, we are officially done with our show tonight. We got about very little time, so we said hello to everybody that we can. We will be seeing you tomorrow night at about 11:35 once again. Giving you the best in sports coverage that we can do on the budget that we have, which is worse than a shoestring, but we persevere. We wrap it up as usual. I'm Steve the Baxman Baxley. We'll see you tomorrow night at 11:35, the usual time. And for everybody who has worked hard on this broadcast and kept me awake and alive, thank you all very much. And until tomorrow night at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time, I am Steve the Baxman Baxley. As always, I wish you good night, good morning, and of course, blessings. Thank you. Good night. This has been a presentation of Mystifying Creativity Productions in association with the L2C Media Network and L2C Sports, as well as YouTube. See you tomorrow. Don't forget, go on Indiegogo.com and give a little love to The Portal of Echoes, What the Wizard 2 by Mandy Summers. Peter Gilmore, John Malin, and a plethora of talented people. Thanks, everybody, for watching, listening, and caring. Good night from our studios here in Jackson.